Hey everybody, hope you're all doing well. I hope you're getting in some reading. I know the weather's starting to turn as I record this, so yeah, I hope my fall is going to be. I have some great fall reads lined up. I have a couple that I know I hopefully will be really good. But in any case, I still have some summer reads. Yay! The book I'm doing today is The Wedding People by Alison Espach. I think that's how you pronounce it. Really like this book. It was really buzzy last year. Still quite popular this year. I checked my library. I did a buddy read with this book, and I checked my library. It wasn't going to be possible. I should have put a hold on it like at the beginning of the year and then paused it until when I needed it, because that's how popular it was. I made the mistake of it was an August read. I read it in August. I'm recording this now in early September. So if you don't, it doesn't really matter what date. I'm sure those of you who are technically inclined can actually find it when I actually recorded this. What date I recorded on. Anyways, I read this for August. It was one of my last August reads. It's my second to last. So there were other books that I read. You've probably heard it if you're in the book world, in the book sphere, you've probably heard all about The Wedding People. It lives up to its hype, trust me. I will I'll give you the synopsis from the dust jacket, and then I will give you my thoughts. A propulsive and uncommonly wise novel about one unexpected wedding guest and the surprising people who help her start anew. It's a beautiful day in Newport, Rhode Island, when Phoebe Stone arrives at the Grand Cornwall Inn wearing a green dress and gold heels. Not a bag in sight. Alone. She's immediately mistaken by everyone in the lobby, for one of the wedding people. But she's actually the only guest at the Cornwall who isn't here for the big event. Phoebe is here because she's dreamed of coming for years. She hoped to shuck oysters and take sunset sails with her husband. Now only she's here without him, at rock bottom, and determined to have one last decadent splurge on herself. Meanwhile, the bride has accounted for every detail and every possible disaster that the weekend might yield, except for, well, Phoebe and Phoebe's plan, which makes it that much more surprising when the two women can't stop confiding in each other. In turns absurdly funny and devastatingly tender, Alison Espach's The Wedding People is ultimately an incredibly nuanced and resonant look at the winding paths we can take to places we never imagined, and the chance encounters it sometimes takes to reroute us. I really like this book. I'm just going to check 1 second, see what I gave it. I believe I gave it about a 4.5. I could be wrong. It was over 4 and it was almost 5. It was between 4 and 5. I remember that much. I've read so much since that, my brain just doesn't. It's a 4.5. I was right. Sorry, I just get really funny these days, so don't think of that as a bad thing. I'm going through that change. Anyways, really like this book. I didn't know whether I would, because I'd heard so much about it. And surprisingly, I never knew the exact storyline. And I won't tell you the exact storyline because that would ruin the whole book for you. It's an absolutely amazing book. I actually tore through this book. I think it took me it took me like 3 days to finish this book. I was surprised. A little over 3 days. I started on the 26th of August and I finished it on the 29th. And I absolutely tore through it. I think one day I read like well over 100 pages. And I had lined up a study guide to help me read this book because I thought I'm going to have some problems reading this book and understanding it. No. It's actually quite a really simple story. And at the outset, it's a really good story about COVID without it being entirely about COVID. Let's just say there's some scenes that take place during COVID, but primarily I would say it takes place it takes place in 2023 when most of the world was starting to get back to the publication date is 2024, and because the paperback is just about to come out, I think fairly soon here, or it's already out, I don't know. I know it was a little too late for me because I was hoping that I could buy it instead of the hardcover. Fortunately, Indigo had a deal on it, so I could get it for like $30, which isn't that bad. Maybe it's regularly retails for $9, $39. So I got a $9 off deal. So I was very happy about that. Sorry, I'm fighting a bit of a sore throat, some hoarseness right now. So if I sound a bit hoarse, I don't sound my usual self, that's fine. I'm okay. It just takes a bit of time. So that was The Wedding People by Alison Espach. I hope she writes another book like this or something, or maybe even something completely different. This is contemporary, but it's also, I would say it's more literary than romance, because there's not really a lot of romance in it. There's some, maybe there won't be, that sort of thing. But it is actually I was surprised at how literary it is. And I actually flew through it. So it's a really good read, especially for book clubs. So if you got a book club this coming fall and you want to have, or even next spring or next summer, I would highly recommend The Wedding People. There's a lot of really interesting discussion points of this. And yeah, I'd highly recommend it. That being said, if you have read it, let me know what you think in the comments, and maybe we can get a discussion going. And also, before I leave today, remember to like and subscribe to this channel. The more likes and subscriptions we get, the more visibility we can get. That's always a thing on social media, visibility. Also remember, I am a member. I have a bookshop.org site. So if you want to get this book in print, in print or in ebook format, right now I think it's just in hardcover, but you can buy it through there and it gives me a little bit of money to help buy books. So that was The Wedding People by Alison Espach. It was a read with Jenna pick, so you may have heard about it all over the place. It is very good. I really highly recommend it. Actually, I think it's my second read with Jenna book that I recall, because I read Such a Fun Age, one of her first books on Read with Jenna. She did Such a Fun Age by Kylie, I can't remember, Kylie Riley or something. But yeah, it's a very interesting read, and I highly recommend it. So I gave it a 4.5, like I said at the beginning. So anyways, that was The Wedding People by Alison Espach. Whatever, I don't know how to pronounce her name. I didn't listen to the audio. So yeah, anyways, You get it. If you like what I said about it and you're interested, you can get it through your local library, or, like I said, buy it through bookshop.org and give me a little bit of money. And I look forward to talking to you soon about my next book. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.